The Doom franchise is a series that continues to perplex me, because at face value, it seems like a generic, over-gory shooter that lucked into capturing the hearts of gamers for over 3 decades. Which got me wondering, how has it been so engaging for such a long period of time? And more importantly, how did they successfully reboot a series that already had a cult following? Imagine for a moment a 2016 summer day when a bright-eyed gamer entering the early stages of adulthood sat down with his coworker to hack his Wii and play old retro games, and then eventually play the new Doom game. That young gamer locked in for those 15 minutes and he played Doom for the first time. And it was unlike anything he ever played, and he sucked. That day I left with a cracked Wii and a cracked heart, never to play Doom again. That is until I heard that Doom: The Dark Ages came out. And after watching it and seeing some reactions to it, I figured I might have to give the series another chance. So I sat down to confront my inner demons and the demons of hell. And what followed was the binge of a lifetime. This game revitalized gaming in 1993 when the first Doom came out. And in the last 10 years, it's seen a revitalization in the form of 3 new games. The oldest of this new iteration of games is the one that I played back in 2016 when it first came out. It was an absolute hit, which has only snowballed into more success as more games have been released. What makes it stand apart from its competitors, first and foremost, is some of the most unique gameplay the first-person shooters have ever seen. It follows a strategy that I believe has not successfully been emulated in games since. And that strategy is keep pushing forward. The combat in this game is designed to keep you moving, offering ammo, offering health, and offering armor for kills. While similar first-person shooters ask you to hide behind cover, call a doctor, and pray that they accept your insurance, Doom says, oh, you've killed somebody? Replace their innards with your own. That is healing, I'm sure. Keep on rushing forward. But in this strategy, staying in the action adds a extra strategy and suspense to the gameplay. Because when you're low on health or out of ammo, you have to adjust how you're getting kills while you continue your rampage through hell. I truly believe that this is something that I just did not understand when I first played Doom in 2016. Because it requires such a different strategy than all of the other first-person shooters that I've ever played. This combined with so many different enemy types that have different movements, have different attacks, and have different ways that you can kill them, threw me off, but is one of the reasons that I look back and see how defining it is now. The most direct comparison that I can make is that in Halo, there are certain enemies interact differently and might have different weaknesses. Now the Doom franchise takes that idea and bashes Master Chief's head in with it. Once you realize that these guys are supposed to be shot in the back, or these guys take more damage from plasma and should not only be killed by using a chainsaw because you don't want to deal with them, that completely changes your ability to play the game. And one of my favorite additions to Doom 2016 was a glory kill mechanic, which allowed you to enter a cutscene to kill an enemy in a unique way. And each glory kill's uniqueness depended on where you attacked them from. And in doing so, they provided you more of the stuff that you're looking for, like armor, ammo, or health. And at first, I was very skeptical. Why would I want something that to me feels like a quick time event to stop me from pushing forward and continuing that killing spree? Despite how it sounds, I quickly realized that comboing multiple enemies back to back was a better dopamine hit than any drug I could ever have. And I quickly got used to chasing that high, going from room to room, trying to find more skulls to crush. The funny thing is, I started to appreciate those glory kill moments, because it gave me a few seconds to Sherlock Holmes my way through the rest of the battle.
First, distract target. Then block his blind jab. Counter with cross to left cheek.
If that's not enough gameplay innovation to pique your interest, well, then there's the door. Oh no, it's on the 2nd floor and you need a red key card off a dead body to get it. While the gunplay in Doom is nothing short of amazing, the rest of the gameplay also adds something that makes it truly stand out in its character. Sure, at face value, it's a shooter for you to kill things in, and to be fair, that is a big draw of it. But they also have puzzles for those of you at home who like games where you solve things. They have a combat flow that I would compare to the rhythm of fighting games. They have open maps where you can explore and find collectibles for those of you who like to immerse yourselves in a more open world-like experience. And because they are so innovative, in Doom 2016 they added something that truly changed the game. Even more groundbreaking than the glory kill mechanic. And you know what it is? Did you see it? It's jumping. For all you Mario platformers, which previously felt like the one weakness that stopped Doom Guy from tearing every single demon limb from limb. I'm sure the demons saw Doom Guy in Doom 2016 and it felt like they were seeing a toddler walk for the first time. A toddler with an AK-47 that hated you with all of its guts. I know, a little absurd. But on that point, one of the reasons that I feel like this series can get away with tearing the skulls out of demons, a war between planets, and the end of the human race as we know it is because it doesn't take itself too seriously. This game is not gonna make you feel the weight of your actions through dramatic storytelling, okay? You're killing demons in a way that demons would think is being too much. I feel like even they're looking at Doom Guy and feeling like they have to try harder or they're gonna lose their jobs. What the game will do is give you a nice little chuckle every once in a while, reminding you that this is not the end of the world. Figuratively speaking, of course.
Just dial 6 3 times on your mobile phone, and a UAC representative will be glad to assist you.
For every moment that you might think, whoa, that's a little too much for me, they throw you a little something that reminds you we're here to have fun, we're here to kill demons, and ultimately, we're here to punch inanimate objects.
Carefully release the hinges.
Doom works because it never asks you to feel bad about ripping out a demon's spine. It knows it's absurd. How absurd, you ask? Locked door? That's a hard puzzle. Throw a corpse at it. Cute drone with an upgrade? Punch it and take its stuff. A weapon dubbed the BFG? It's not an acronym for Big Friendly Giant, I'll tell you that. I feel like this creative choice allowed the devs to have that gory, ridiculous gameplay or insane looking demon spawn because it doesn't take too much on your mental load, and it's self-aware in a way that makes the game fresh that I feel like not a lot of AAA games are doing today. This is honestly the biggest reason why I think Doom was done correctly. It seemed to be headed by people who truly cared about the project and wanted to deliver a final product that would seamlessly fit into the series. And I really believe that when a team believes in the franchise that they are helping create and have really good source material to work off of, you're only going to build up from there. And in an age where early access promises are not kept and huge blockbuster games are released buggy, I appreciate the commitment to quality and uniqueness over something that is made to sell or chase the hype. While they nailed building off a franchise from a different generation, there's also a lot to say about how they've evolved in this new iteration of Doom. And I think this commitment to the evolution of a franchise over time directly impacts the longevity of the series. For example, I don't play Assassin's Creed because I know at this point it's gonna be like every other game in the series. What I will say is that it takes a lot of guts to come back from an 11-year break and not only build off such a well-known series, but be brave enough to push for something different, to push to be better. With that being said, there is an easy way to see a huge improvement from game to game just based off of how I died in each game. Because in Doom 2016, my biggest enemy was a devilishly long fall or this machine that, despite Doom Guy being a step below a god, continued to fold me up like a pretzel. This in part was because it felt like the combat was easier, but there was also a lot of dumb ways to die, and I think I found all of them. Can I? Oh! I didn't know. I thought I was immortal. Now in Doom Eternal, that was a different story. Most of my deaths were because of combat, which made each loss of life feel more impactful, as I would only die when facing a real challenge. Sure, I might have fallen off the edges every once in a while, but they also added something for people like me who are not good at Super Mario platformers. They introduced 1-ups and did not count falls as deaths. And while I was grateful that they did not allow falling to mean sending you back to the purgatory of a loading screen, I am most grateful for those 1-ups, those extra lives. This addition quickly became my favorite change that they made because it simply changed the way that momentum works in the game. Doom 2016's main focus was to give a game that flowed well. And what was the biggest blocker to that? dying. So how do you solve death? Well, for Doom Guy, you look the Reaper in the eyes, and then you shoot him in the face with your super shotgun. The next best thing is to be able to die in a fight and stare down your enemy while cracking your knuckles before you tear a new one, which helps maintain that flow even in death. One of my other favorite changes that they made from game to game that also improved gameplay flow was the introduction of extra movement and harder platforming. First of all, I love platforming, but it also seemed like in Doom 2016, it was less platforming and more meandering around until you found the next civilization of demons to destroy. So in Doom Eternal, they added more platforming to keep the player engaged, which I love, not because I'm good at movement in Doom Eternal, but when I accidentally hit that wombo combo with my super shotgun, it definitely feels calculated. This difference was quickly apparent to me. As in Doom Eternal, I enjoyed the parts between the fighting as much as I did the fighting itself. It also broke up the game better in a way that I think helped improve the momentum. I like to think of it as a cheese plate. When you're going to a party, you're not gonna just bring a plate of blue cheese, because people will say you stink as much as your appetizer. Instead, you wanna break it up with other cheeses on your board to give all the cheeses an opportunity to shine as a cohesive plate. I mean, I could talk all day about the improvements made from game to game, but my favorite reason why the Doom franchise has worked continuously is probably one that you wouldn't guess. My favorite thing is the storytelling. If you play through all three games, you can see that there is a consistent upgrade to the storytelling of Doom. Doom 2016's story was the barest it could be, and it was for a reason. In interviews, they mentioned that the Doom franchise faced a lot of criticism because it didn't feel like Doom. And that criticism was specifically targeted towards the intro of the game when they were letting people test play it. So what do they do in Doom 2016 to fix that issue? They drop you right into the action, just like they would in the classics. Sure, you can find lore to learn about the overarching story, and they make fun, little subtle storytelling choices, but they keep it really basic. And then Doom Eternal comes out that has these factions, cutscenes, and betrayals that feels almost like a movie. And by the time I get to Doom Dark Ages, I have to watch a 3-hour YouTube video to understand a story that I should definitely be picking up by now. I just love this example so much because you can clearly see this change made from game to game. And while I'm sure some would prefer their Doomslayer to be descending in through the gates of hell with no cutscenes at all, I really have enjoyed the storytelling that they have chosen to implement as the series has gone on. At the end of the day, the Doom franchise has seen a revitalization because of very specific choices that they made. And I enjoyed these games most because in the development of these three games, there's a story of a franchise that has continued to successfully grow over the last 30 years. Sure, I had gripes with playing each one, but my favorite thing was that in each subsequent game, those gripes were addressed. Now, if only I could play Doom Dark Ages without a NASA supercomputer, I could die happy. But I am so glad that I gave Doom a second chance. And while I might still have my cracked Wii, it's safe to say that I don't have a broken heart for Doom any longer, because I ripped one out of a demon and replaced it with my own. Thanks for watching. Bye guys.